Good evening. Tonight we investigate the drug that has claimed the lives of at least 9 young people from across our region in just a year.
MDMA is better known as Ecstasy, but the drug that's now being sold is up to 5 times stronger than it was 20 years ago. These are the faces of just some of the victims from Devon and Cornwall. 15-year-old Shakira Pello from Camborne died after taking MDMA in a park near her home in July of this year.
Last December, 19-year-old Aaron Riley from Newton Abbot died after collapsing at a Plymouth nightclub. Luke Campbell-Tapson, just 16, died after a night out in Ilfracombe in May last year. And 21-year-old Oliver Woods from Bude was a young businessman who died taking MDMA last April.
Our reporter Kathy Wardle has been speaking to Oliver's family about the impact this has had on their lives. And Kathy is in Bude for us tonight. Kathy, this drug having a devastating effect.
Yes, well, Bude is a beautiful seaside town. It's not somewhere that you'd expect to find drugs, but they're here. And drugs charities say that the accessibility of drugs online means it's almost impossible for even the most rural area to be completely untouched by drug use. Now, tonight, the mother of 21-year-old Oliver Woods from Bude talks openly about losing her son to the drug known as MDMA. A tiny lock of hair in a memory box. One of the few precious reminders Sue Fisher has left of her son Oliver. She's still struggling to accept how someone with so much promise could lose their life to drugs.
We'll never ever come to terms with the fact that Oliver took drugs, because that wasn't Oliver, that wasn't who he was, you know, and it was so out of character for him. One of the last things he said to me was that he was going to be somebody. And I do believe he would have been.
At just 21, Oliver was running a marketing company and mentored other young people. One night in April last year, MDMA robbed him of everything. Oliver became seriously ill after taking MDMA at a house party in Bude. The tablets had the name Red Bull printed on them like these, but had no connection to the well-known energy drink. It prompted local police to issue an urgent warning about the strength of the tablets.
They're all aimed at children. You know, it is wrong. And they don't know what they're taking. They can't know what, and they certainly can't know. If Oliver knew, if Oliver knew what his death had done to his family, and he thought that that would have happened, he would never, ever have taken that.
Oliver's 21-year-old sister Bethany says drugs are readily available locally.
People in Bude, younger generation, people of my age in Bude, they know where to go if they want drugs, 100%.
Mum Sue originally moved her family from Peterborough to give them a quiet upbringing away from things like drugs.
I honestly thought he was safe in a small town. And I think that's the problem in Cornwall. People down here, they are small towns and people don't think it's there, but it is.
Sue wants to give a stark warning to other young people about the dangers of MDMA.
If one thing comes from his death, I want other teenagers out there and 20-year-olds and whatever to know this isn't fun. Once he put that pill in his mouth and swallowed it, he didn't stand a chance. There is no magic cure for it. It kills me knowing that he died on his own, and it kills me knowing the hell that he went through before he died. Kids don't see that. They see it popping a pill. Yeah, you have a nice time. That's not it.
Sue and Bethany say the wreckage that Oliver's death has left behind is endless. Their family has put up a plaque in memory of him close to the restaurant where he worked.
It will never change, and we will never be the same as a family. And every year, on the day he died, we go and fly kites for him, because we go and make more memories. Because I don't want Oliver to be remembered as how he died. I want him to be remembered as how he lived, and Oliver would want memories made. Oliver would want people to be happy.
Well, that's clearly a difficult watch, and I want to thank Sue and Bethany for speaking to us. And after hearing their story, I wanted to find out a little bit more about MDMA. What is it? What are the risks? And why is it claiming so many young lives? MDMA, Molly, Mandy, E. They're all terms for ecstasy. Its chemical name is MDMA. Jodie Lyons is from drug and alcohol charity Action. She goes into Cornish schools to educate children about drugs.
When they're talking about these drugs, ecstasy isn't really even featuring in their conversations. So MDMA, Mandy tends to be referred to kind of the pill powder type, crystal type form. But there are lots of different now branded logo names for pills as well, and that is very much part of the kind of culture and communication of young people around different types of drugs.
There were 56 MDMA-related deaths nationally last year. Jodie says the possible reasons are complex.
We are living in a time where MDMA, which is one chemical on its own, the strength and potency of MDMA has increased hugely. So in the 80s and 90s, a standard ecstasy pill would contain 50 to 80 milligrams of MDMA. We're now getting reports of an average of 120, but anything up to 240 plus.
Sometimes what people think are ecstasy tablets can contain other new psychotic substances or fillers which are stronger but take longer to kick in.
People might take a pill and think, hang on a minute, this isn't really doing anything, and then double dose or take even more. And that's when, again, the risk is increased of harm to that individual.
Devon and Cornwall Police says young people are being exposed in new ways, partly due to the dark web, a network of hidden websites.
We've seen instances where we believe drugs have been purchased through the dark web. It's definitely becoming more accessible. Having said that, I think also the accessibility on the wider web still exists as well. So we are convinced a lot of the, particularly MDMA, that kind of genre of drugs is coming through that route.
But Action says the majority of teenagers source drugs from someone they know. Ecstasy is a Class A drug. That means it's illegal to have, give away or sell. Possession can get you 7 years in prison. Supplying someone else can get you a life sentence. That means a teenager naively handing a pill to a friend can be classed as a dealer.
We need to be really aware that young people need to be taught how to reduce harm. They need to be taught how to kind of look at risks and think, are these risks I want to take? Even before that, we're talking about resilience and confidence and managing situations that they may feel they're being pulled along into, whereas if they actually stood back and had a look from another perspective, thought, I probably wouldn't be doing that.
15-year-old Shakira Pello from Cambourne died in hospital not long after this photo was taken as a result of MDMA. She was bright, bubbly, played 2 instruments and wanted to be a singer. Her death made national headlines. Mum Rita wants to use Shakira's story to warn other young people about MDMA.
I don't think it's ever going to stop some children. I don't know if we can get some testing kits in schools, colleges, because these kids think they're invincible. They think it will never happen to them. But I'm sure Shakira thought the same.
Drugs charities tell me when young people hear about someone like Shakira, it does have an impact. But then another new drug comes along. That makes the battle against drugs hard to win, but it's a battle worth fighting. Well, Action has a national campaign called Have the Chat, and it's encouraging parents to do a little bit of their own research and sit down and have an open conversation with their kids about drugs, even if it means hearing things that they might not like. And you can find out more information about that on our website.
OK, Cathy Wardle in Bude, thank you very much.